Good evening, students. Today's lecture is about topic motion from NCERT textbook of grade 9th. So we'll be following NCERT's curriculum. All right. So we'll be discussing all the important topics that are necessary for your examination. So all the topics that we'll be covering are first, what is motion, the definition and types of motions. Okay. And then we have motion along straight line, uniform and non-uniform motion. We'll take a look at what speed is, what velocity is, and what's the difference between both of them. Acceleration, graph related questions of how you should be analyzing graphs, probably one of the easiest topics which many students get confused about. All right, and the next we take a look at equations of motions. There's 3 equations which will be there with you until you finish your 12th standard. All right, very important. And then we have uniform circular motion. We'll start with the basics of uniform circular motion. That's it. All right. So let us first start with talking about motion. So what is motion? In simple terms, motion is basically movement of a body from one place to another place, from point A to point B. This is called motion. And how do we define motion? We have a reference point. For example, you say you're going from your home to your school. All right, this is your school. Okay, so your home to school cut distance that you travel, considering your home as the origin point, this is the motion that you are undergoing, right? So this is the very basic definition of motion. So this is how we describe motion. We take a starting point and the point where the object reaches after a certain given time. Now we have different kinds of motion, and one of which we study in physics is motion along a straight line. Motion along a straight line. Sorry for the handwriting. Okay. Now, what exactly is motion along a straight line? Let us take a very simple example. Okay. This is you. Your name is Raju. Okay. Raju is here, and let us assume this is a straight road. Okay. Raju is here. Raju's house is over here. Okay, house is 10 meters away from Raju, and 10 meters in front of Raju there is a shop. Okay, there is a store where Raju wants to buy chocolates. So now Raju, our cute boy, he starts walking to the store. He takes chocolates and then he walks back home. This is all happening in 2 dimension. Okay, oh sorry, this is all happening in 1 dimension. All right, Raju goes along x, comes back along x. What x? X axis. Okay, he's just going positive and then coming back negative to his house in the negative x direction, minus x direction. Now what exactly is happening is Raju goes 10 meters, he takes chocolate and then he goes back to his house. So how much? Now let us take a look at 2 important terms, distance and displacement. All right, distance and displacement. How do we say what distance has Raju covered in this trip? From Raju's reference point, from the origin point where Raju started. Okay, this is the origin. What's the distance Raju has covered? 10 meter to shop, 10 meter to shop, plus 10 meter back to where he came, 10 meter back to where he came, and then 10 meter to his house, 10 meter to his house. So all the distance he has traveled is 30 meters. Okay, this is the distance. Now what do we mean when we talk about the word displacement? So what displacement exactly is? From the origin point, from what we took as the reference, from where Raju started, where is his position after the entire trip? Okay, where is Raju's position after the entire trip? He went back and he's back at house. So what is his position from his original distance? Okay, from his original point, that is 10 meters to his origin. So his displacement has been 10 meters, whereas the total distance he has covered is 30 meters. Got it? Imagine Raju had walked over 400 kilometers to Hyderabad and then gotten back to his same origin point. So what is his displacement then? His displacement would be 0. It does not matter how much distance you cover, it matters where you are from your starting point. And how much distance would he cover then? 30 meters plus 400 if he walked to Hyderabad. Okay, this is all it is. Motion along straight line. Here we talk of only 1 dimension. It can either be along x-axis or either along the y-axis. Okay, just this. Now we take a look at 2 important terms: uniform uniform motion and non-uniform motion. All right, we take a look at two important terms: uniform motion and non-uniform motion. So what exactly do we have here? One second. Yeah, so now we take a look at uniform motion and non-uniform motion. Now let's keep this mnemonic in mind. All right, uniform. What's uniform? Something that you wear to your school every day, है ना? That means it is routine, it is constant. So that is something very similar for the case of motion. How do we describe motion? Movement of a given object in a given time. Okay, this object has moved from point A to point B in given time t. Okay, now let us take a body which is moving at 5 meters per second. Okay, it is moving 5 meters for every second. So after 1 second it is 5 meters away, after 2 seconds it is 10 meters away, after 3 seconds it's 15 meters away. So you see that it is always uniform. The distance is not increasing or decreasing with the given time. So this is called non-uniform motion. When we talk of non-uniform, as the name suggests, the distance traveled in given time interval will not be equal. For example, in first second it moves 5 meters, then second it moves 15 meters, and then third second it moves only 12 meters. Okay, so this is how it is changing. It is not constant with time. So this is called non-uniform motion. Okay, so we are now at the next topic according to NCERT itself. Okay, now we look at terms like average displacement, average speed. Okay, what exactly is average speed? Now what did I tell you? What motion was from point A to point B in given time. All right, now what is speed? Speed is this what I just gave an example about now here, 5 meter per second. So this meter per second is basically the speed of the object, how much the object is traveling in given time. That's it, that is speed. So for example, if Raju had traveled 30 meters, okay, Raju traveled 30 meters from his home to chocolate store and back to his position, okay, where this is his total distance 30 meters, and we are given that Raju finishes all of this within 1 minute. So in 1 minute there's 60 seconds, right? So how much has he traveled? 1 by 2, which is 0.5. So Raju's speed is 0.5 meters per second if taken uniform, है ना? So Raju has traveled 0.5 meter in every second. So this is average speed. Now we have a very interesting term over here. Okay, it is called velocity. Velocity is, okay, now we need to take a look at a few different terms called scalar and vector. Okay, scalar is only magnitude, vector is with direction. Just remember this: V for vector, S for scalar, scalar is for magnitude, vector is for direction. Okay, now when we look at velocity, always remember velocity is a vector quantity, speed is a scalar quantity. S for speed, S for scalar, V for vector, V for velocity. Okay, that's how we'll have to remember it. Velocity. Now what exactly we looked at terms called distance and displacement, right? So Raju traveled 30 meters in 60 seconds, but what was his displacement? His displacement was 10 meters. In how many seconds? Again, same time. He has taken the same time for displacement, right? So 60 seconds. So his velocity is now 1 by 6 meter per second. Got it? His velocity is 1 by 6 meter per second. Now let us look at one question. Okay, an object travels 16 meters in 4 seconds and then another 16 meters in 2 seconds. What is the average speed? Okay, what is the average speed? Total distance by total time taken. Okay, so what is the total distance? 16 plus 16, 32, and total time 4 plus 2, 6 seconds. So this is 32 by 6. What is the answer? What is the answer? Come on. Answer is 6 5s are 30.33, 5.33 meter per second, right? This is the total average speed. Okay, now we spoke about terms like velocity. Remember, velocity. Let's take a closer look at velocity. Okay, now we'll look at velocity. Velocity is basically speed, है ना? Same units. They have similar units, no? Meter per second. Velocity also has meter per second. But what is different? Velocity depends on direction. If the object is going in the north direction, if it is going in the south direction, if it is going towards the east, if it's going towards the west, okay, all this matters for velocity. In which direction are you taking the body traveling? Okay, this is the case of velocity. Let me give you a simple correlation between the terms. Okay, now let us take another term, acceleration. Acceleration denoted by A, velocity denoted by V, speed denoted by S. We'll look into that later. Okay, now we have a term, acceleration. You must be using this term in your daily life, right? What is the acceleration of a body, of how fast it's traveling? But what exactly is acceleration? Okay, let us understand the definition of this one first. Rate of, let us understand the, leave acceleration aside. Okay, let us talk about velocity. Rate of change of distance. Rate of change of distance is speed. Got it? Rate of change of distance is speed. Rate of change of distance is speed. इसका मतलब क्या है कि distance is changing with respect to given time, है ना? Now rate of change of speed is acceleration. Got it? Rate of change of speed is acceleration. Very simple. Rate of change of distance is speed. Rate of change of speed is acceleration. Now, for example, distance denoted by distance. Okay, let's take these terms: distance, velocity, distance, velocity, acceleration, acceleration. Okay, acceleration. Distance S, velocity V, acceleration A. Three variables we have taken, है ना? Now distance is denoted by S. So what is velocity? Velocity is basically rate of change of distance. Distance by time, है ना? Velocity is S by T. This thing by the time taken for the object. Now what is acceleration? Rate of change of speed. So what is speed or velocity? Speed or velocity? V. So acceleration is basically V by T. Got it? S by T is V. V by T is A. है ना? So this is acceleration. Acceleration is rate of change, difference also. So for example, we have an object whose initial velocity, which represented by u, is 0. For example, this object starts from rest. Okay, whenever an object starts from rest, we take the initial velocity to be 0, and its final velocity after some time is 100 meter per second. Okay, and it has taken time of 10 seconds, for example, for reaching this. So what is its acceleration? Final velocity minus initial velocity by time taken. Rate of change of velocity, change in velocity by time, that is rate of change, है ना? So what is the 100 minus 0 by time, 10 seconds. So its acceleration is 10 meter per second square. So 10 meter per second square. So let me tell you, how did this second square come? Okay, very interesting. Now we have velocity is equal to distance by time, है ना? What is units of distance? Meter, है ना? What is the unit of time? Second. What is the unit? Meter per second. For acceleration, what is it? Velocity by time. What is the unit of velocity? Meter per second. And what is the unit of time again? One more second. And this is how we have meter per second square. Okay, this is how you get the units of acceleration. Very simple. Now, let us take a few questions so that you understand this, and these are more than enough for your examinations. Okay, very much enough for CBSE board examinations for 9th standard. Okay, let us now take a look at this question. Odometer. What is an odometer? There is instrument cluster in car, right? You have odometer and then you have speedometer. Speedometer tells the speed of the vehicles. Okay, speed of the vehicle, and odometer tells the distance traveled. Like if you have traveled 5 kilometers, this is going to show 5 kilometers. This is going to show your speed, 5 kilometers per hour or whatever speed it is. Okay. Now an odometer of a car, NCERT question, reads 2000 kilometer at the start. 2000 kilometer at the start. Okay. And 2400 at the end. Okay. If the trip took 8 hours, time is equal to 8 hours. What is the speed? Okay, average speed of the car in kilometer per hour and meter per second. Okay, now for calculating in kilometer per hour, let's take a look at this first. What is the total distance traveled? 2400 minus 2000 by time taken, 2000 by 8 hours. Okay, in kilometer per hour. What is this? Is 400 by 8. What is the value? 50, है ना? 50 kilometer per hour. Now we are looking at meter per second. When it comes to converting, okay, meter per second, we can either convert this directly or we can do it in simple way. Now, what is 2000 kilometers in meters? Into how much? Into 1000 more, है ना? So you have 2400 जो भी into 1000 minus 2000 into 1000 by what is the time? 8 hours into how many seconds in an hour? 3600. Okay, this is going to be lengthy calculation, so instead you can directly calculate from, even this is correct, okay, this is not wrong, it's just longer, or you can just take 1000 common outside. Okay, let us take the value of 1000 common. 2400 minus 4, 2400 by 8 into 3600. Now what is the value? Come on, 8 इधर गया था. What did you get? 50 है ना? 10 gone, 10 इधर gone. What is this? 5500 by 36, which is 13.9 meter per second. Got it? So this is in meter per second, this is in kilometer per hour. Okay, okay, so this was it for today's video. What did we learn? Motion, motion of kinds, okay, motion of different types, straight line. Okay, then let us talk about circular motion once. Okay, circular motion. What is circular motion? An object moving in a circular track, just a circular track. We discussed straight motion. Now this is in circular motion. An object is moving uniformly along this circle. Okay, now for example, they give you an object is moving. What is the display? Okay, when object starts from here, okay, for example, this circle's radius is r. Circle's radius is r, and object starts from this point A. Okay, what is the distance covered by the object to go around the circle once and come back again to point A? Okay, tell me the distance and displacement. Very simple, right? Very simple. Let us look at this. What is the perimeter of the circle formula? 2 pi r. 2 pi r means the one revolution around the circle. Okay, so the distance traveled is 2 pi r, and displacement, is displacement also 2 pi r? No, displacement is 0, because the object reached where it started already. No, from starting point it's again at the starting point, so displacement is 0 and the distance it has traveled is 2 pi r. And if it's going around the circle twice, then we have 2 into 2 pi r, 4 pi r. Similarly 8 pi r if it is going thrice, है ना? 6 pi r, sorry, if it is going thrice it's 6 pi r. All right, now this is all for the basics of the chapter, and next video we'll be learning about graphical methods. Okay, graphical representation, because these are a little bit complicated. Okay, you can solve all the simple questions now with these. Graphical representation, and very important, equations of motion. There is 3 equations of motion which we spoke about, and we'll talk about them in detail in the next part of the video. Okay, equations of motion. Thank you.